innovation, resilience, agility. It's how Michigan businesses work together and continue to build the future. Our expertise, talented workforce, and collaborative environment are making a difference now and shaping the future. Join us and make your mark where it matters. Visit michiganbusiness.org/radio to put your plans in motion. That's michiganbusiness.org/radio.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases, even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Now, look, if you're an oldie and you say to yourself, man, why is there something close to me that's cool? Well, you know...
That's what they say every morning I wake up. Why am I in Olympia?
Yeah. Why am I in Olympia? Why can't there be cool stuff to me?
Closer. Yeah.
Well,
we got great pizza at Old School, but I want pork.
Yeah, and of course, Gabby's Game Store is really an awesome game store.
But I need pork.
Pork is what you don't have in Ole. I mean, not this kind of pork mixed with this kind of bourbon, okay? Bourbon and Bacon Fest. I know you were saying, it's always in Seattle. What am I doing? That's not well, how about if we bring it to Tacoma? That's a lot closer to Olympia.
Yeah, I'll split some time off of it.
Yeah, so that's what's happening Saturday.
I'm happy. I'm in Puyallup, man. And it's in Tacoma. That's pretty awesome.
Hey, Puyallup's very close to Tacoma.
Represent.
It is. Whoa, wait a second.
Rev and I are like neighbors or something.
Whoa.
So close to each other.
I bet if you're in Fetty Way, you know what? You'll be happy, too, because it's the right way going down to Tacoma. Yeah. It's the only way. You see, Tacoma makes a lot of people happier for Bourbon and Bacon Fest. It's happening Saturday, October 27th, Tacoma Armory. Yes, lots of great spirits from great distilleries all over the U.S. and great bacon-inspired food. Come out! Yeah. You want your tickets? Yeah, you know Olympia. You know what I'm talking about. KISW.com. Get your tickets. Bourbon and Bacon Fest, benefiting our friends at Treehouse.
Let's play Beat Migs. It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa! Beat Migs. You're a loser.
It is time to beat Migs, or maybe we can whack him instead. It's Whack It Wednesday.
Whack it.
Let me see everybody do their Mr. Wacky then. All right.
Whack it.
And Steve got a tie earlier, which is a whack-in, and he's got the black eye to prove it.
That's right. BJ punched me this morning. That's very unnecessary.
If you don't win, you get punched.
I just want to keep that. Yeah, we're just going to say that forever now.
Yeah. Until Human Resources pulls BJ and says, really?
Really?
You gave your cohort a shiner?
And now look at Human Resources. Do you want one?
Yeah.
All right, then let's just keep this quiet.
This fish has more room for more shiners.
That's right.
Wow.
I am the shiner giver.
The shiner giver?
That's right.
All right, fine, whatever. Let's get to our contestant today. We got PJ in Bothell to take on Steve. PJ, are you there?
Good morning, BJ.
Good morning, PJ Nam. Oh, you got a double header.
I'm getting coffee right now. Say hello to Maria.
Good morning.
Oh, hi, Maria.
Hey, PJ, is that one of those bikini baristas?
No, she's a belly dancer today.
Oh, very nice.
But it's one of the scantily clad coffee huts.
It is gotta go espresso.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Nice. Let me tell you, belly dancing is pretty awesome.
It is.
Ask Maria what she's got planned for Fantasy Friday.
What do you have planned for Fantasy Friday, Maria?
It's not going to be anything too crazy this week. It's going to be a Princess Leia farm.
Princess Leia.
Yes. Don't show her your lightsaber.
Yeah.
I'll keep the lightsaber holstered.
Yeah.
And definitely don't ask her to pet your Wookiee.
Yeah, don't pet the. I'm hoping, and we have to assume it's a slave Leia costume, right? It can't just be the long white dress, right? It's got to be slave Leia. All right,
This is a girl right up your alley.
Oh, you aren't kidding? Are you kidding me? I love Maria.
PJ, you got to do us a favor and get a picture of her in her Leia costume on Friday and send it to PJ.
Please do, PJ.
All right, I will. I have to get a picture of you in your Princess Leia costume and send it in on Friday.
Okay, you have to come here on Friday.
Uh-oh. I got to come here on Friday.
I'll get you.
I mean, twist your arm, right?
Yeah, really. Jeez, thanks, Maria. Not that we want to. Of course.
So was that
All right, say goodbye, Malia. Have a good day.
Bye, Malia.
Oh, is it Malia or Maria?
I don't know. What does it matter?
Malia, I keep thinking of Malia.
Malia.
Malia. Okay, good job.
Malaya. Princess Malaya.
Wow. That was Steve.
So was that grab and go in Bothell?
It's got to go.
Got to go espresso on Highway 9.
What are you thinking? There's a girl named Maria who works at the Grab and Go that you must really be obsessed with.
No, I was trying to look it up maybe on Facebook so we can see what she looks like.
Yeah. Oh, we know what she looks like. She looks like Princess Leia.
Well, Steve, you can look that up on your phone, but we got to play this game.
Distracted. I love this.
I know. He's really distracted.
You'll get a picture on Friday, Steve.
Nice, attaboy. I respect you for that.
What is PJ playing for today?
Cypress Hill tickets.
Oh, nice.
That's right. They're going to be at the Showbox Soto on March 19th. Go to KISW.com for all the details. You want to see Cypress Hill. Also playing with Hollywood Undead. That's going to be a lot of fun. Nice. Tickets are available now at AXS.com.
All right, Steve, get out of here. For those playing at home, PJ will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. PJ, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Ready.
In Back to the Future, when Marty goes back in time, what does his mother think his first name is?
Oh, nice.
Calvin Klein. Calvin.
Yes. What type of orange shares its name with the person's belly button?
Navel.
Yes. Who was the voice of Donkey in Shrek?
Eddie Murphy.
Yes. Making your voice higher when you inhale it, what element is used to...
Helium.
Yes. The Guggenheim Museum is located in what U.S. city?
New York.
Yes. How many players are there on a standard Quidditch team?
5.
No.
7.
Yes. The comic strip Spy vs. Spy first debuted in which publication?
Pass.
What is the capital of Panama?
Panama City.
Yes. How many suspects are there in the board game of Clue?
7.
No.
10.
No.
9.
No. In Thelma and Louise, who plays the part of Thelma?
Gina Davis.
Yes. The comic strip Spy vs. Spy first debuted in which publication?
Oh, God, I don't know. Pass.
8 correct.
8 out of 10 is not bad.
It's not.
The clue question isn't 1, is it?
No.
It's not 9, huh?
No.
Right.
No, those are the number of rooms.
Oh, you're right. That is the number
there's
of
9 rooms.
Room.
Yeah.
Oh, damn,
Nope,
Daniel.
it's not that. So
okay, well, that's good then.
think about it.
Yeah, I'll think about it and
figure
still
it
lose.
out. I'm pretty sure Steve will just guess and Randy
Yeah,
will get it
he'll
correctly.
get it right. Yeah.
Yeah. But, I
He's
mean...
getting whacked.
I think it's the same number of people as there are other stuff.
Well, you should be quiet now because Steve's in the room and we don't want to give him any bonuses.
Right. That's right, but I think the third thing is bigger.
Well, don't worry about it.
Uh-oh.
I found Malia.
I respect that you've done your due diligence
You
there,
found
Daniel.
Malia?
Yeah, I'm a producer. I need to make sure that I got us a picture of Malia.
will
She
be-
makes a fine cup of
Pass
coffee.
that phone over
She
here.
will, yeah, she will. She will make a very fine Princess Leia.
Yeah.
Yes. That's got to go espresso.
There you go. Gotta
Try
go.
their mint mocha bianco.
Okay.
All right.
Barista Malia.
Barista Malia.
Well, now that Steve...
Danny V.
Welcome.
Well, Steve is very distracted now.
I'll put the blindfold on. I'll be back in the game.
Oh, yeah, you will.
This is an interesting way for it to be a Whack It Wednesday, but...
That's for sure.
Are you ready? In Back to the Future, when Marty goes back in time, what does his mother think his first name is?
What?
In Back to the Future, when Marty goes back in time, what does his mother think his first name is?
Artie.
No.
Maddie?
No.
Michael.
No. What name? What type of orange shares its name with a person's belly button?
Thanks, Rev. Naval.
Yes.
Voice.
Who was the voice of Donkey in the movie Shrek?
Eddie Murphy.
Yes. Donkey. Making your voice higher when you inhale inhale it, what element is used?
Helium.
Yes. The Guggenheim Museum is
York.
located in, yes.
Oh.
How many players are there on a standard Quidditch team?
Oh, there is 2.
No.
3?
No.
Oh, that's cribbage. Quidditch, I believe there's 7.
Yes.
Wow.
The comic strip
You.
Spy vs. Spy first debuted in which publication?
Mad Magazine.
Yeah.
Yes. What is the capital of Panama?
Panama City.
Yes.
Take me down.
How many suspects are there in the board game of Clue?
5.
No.
4.
No.
6.
Yes.
Yeah.
In Thelma and Louise, who plays the part of Thelma?
Gina Davis.
Yes. And Steve, you whacked PJ 9-8.
Whack it.
PJ didn't say 6 with the clue?
He did not.
PJ? Oh, he's gone. All right. If he did, he would have said
He
it.
won. He got to see Malia today.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point. Good job, buddy.
And you are correct. It was 6.
I was confused, though, because I thought he said 6, so I'm hearing things.
Yeah, I don't think he said 6.
You're probably right, because he would have stayed on the line to say, hey, I said 6.
Yeah.
All right, so it is, 6 suspects, 6 weapons, and 9 rooms.
Yes.
Yeah, that's clue.
The one that you did miss in Back to the Future when Marty goes back in time, what does his mother think his first name is? PJ got correct. It's Ben.
Do you remember she saw his underwear?
Oh. And it said Calvin Klein on it.
Oh, yes.
The creepiest, hottest scene ever.
Oh, I know, right?
Because, I forget the actress's name, but she's real. I just always loved her.
Leia Thompson?
Oh, it's exactly what it is.
Yes.
Yeah. Loved her. But you realize, wait, that's her kid.
Now-
we need to stop this scene. This scene needs to stop.
Speaking of Star Wars, is it more creepier that Luke kissed Leia?
For some reason, it's not. I don't know why. Because it was sort of. You didn't even think about it, because the big scene was more that Vader was his dad. You didn't think about. But yeah. It was creepy. Especially if Lucas knew all the time. That's what frustrates me.
He had to have, right?
Yeah, he knew if he knew all the time that Leia was going to be the other kid, then to have him a kiss for luck and this and that, it's like, yeah, George, I don't know, man.
Making out with your sister and everything.
Yeah, I think that that freaks me out even more.
See, I thought so.
I think you're right, because it's like, come on, George, what are you doing? You knew what was up.
Congratulations, Steve. You weren't distracted. You won, and you whacked him with 9 correct.
That's right. Yes, you
Whack
did.
it.
That means caller number 9. You're checking out Cypress Hill at the Showbox Soto. Caller number 9, 206-421-ROCK. Yeah. That's how we're going to do it, Steve. All right, I think it's time to turn this show over to the Savages, Steve, okay?
Uh-oh.
Let's let these inmates run the asylum. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Yes, it is time for Listeners on the Loose, where you pick the topic, you guide the show. Your calls, your texts at 917 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose, brought to you by the Shane Company. Listeners on the Loose, 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Whatever you want to talk about. It could be something new. It could be something old. It doesn't matter. You get to pick the topic. You get to guide the show. And Steve, he gets to make one rule.
It's a simple rule, BJ. That's to show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, you're going to get gonged, and we're going to have to say goodbye to you.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
A couple of people have been texting about the UFC fights. Just, again, wanting to get our take on it. But before we get to that one, it's also UFC text as well. It says, did you guys see that UFC fighter's post-fight interview that had him with his pants off? It was hilarious. Thought of you, Migs. Which is nice that when people see someone with their pants off, they think of me.
Yeah. That's exactly what I think of.
Right.
And it was from UFC 229. Derek Lewis came from behind to score a knockout win in the heavyweight match. And during that post-fight interview, he took his shorts off. And Joe Rogan, of course, says, hey, why are you doing that?
I'm here with the winner, Derek Lewis. Derek, why'd you take your pants off? My was hot. I understand.
I understand. Very great appearance. Like, I kind of want to take my pants off, too. Yeah, my boys are hot.
Yeah, that's what it's all about right there. My boys were hot, ladies and gentlemen. And Joe's like, know what you're talking about, brother.
Next text says, assuming you guys heard about McGregor versus Habib, curious how you guys feel about a rematch. Does Conor deserve one? He got dominated. That's from Redbeard in Tahuya, Washington.
What do you think about that? Because I'm not a close follower to the UFC as you are, but I feel like Conor's kind of getting up there.
Yeah, dude. I I know the UFC purists. I can understand why they feel he does not deserve a rematch. Absolutely, the guy was out. He was beat. But as a entertainment-based organization, which is, I mean, look, at the end of the day, the UFC is just as much a sports entertainment as the WWE. They have their version of promos. Granted, their matches are legit and they're fighting. You know, they're trying to, you know, it's not something that's orchestrated or has a predetermined outcome, but everything else around it is sports entertainment.
Yeah.
So on that aspect, when you're in the business of trying to make money, I could totally see why they want to have a rematch. This is the most talked about post-fight that has happened in forever. When you think about it, I mean, it was gnarly what happened at the end of that, and I mean, both were morons. I mean, from how Conor was handling the build-up. I mean, dude, going down the whole religion, taking shots at someone's family.
Yeah.
I mean, in the heat of the moment, I'm not saying what Habib did was right, but I can understand there's just been this brewing animosity towards him and his crew, and then I mean, it just became a complete ass show. Anyone who, I mean, obviously at this point, I think everybody has seen the video footage of the post-fight fight. Do I think he deserves a rematch? I mean, if I'm Dana White, yes, absolutely, man. You're going to make a crap ton of money. You could say all you want about it being this, that, and the other thing. I mean, that's a back up the truck. People are going to watch that.
It is tough when you're trying to mix, like you said, the entertainment with reality.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, because all the stuff you see in the WWE, all the nasty things that are said, it's all part of the plan, and nobody's really taking it that seriously.
Right. Everything is already kind of signed off on, and but I understand on the flip side those that are purists when it comes to mixed martial arts. But I think if you're a purist with MMA, you probably have already kind of given up a little bit on the UFC because of just how they do things.
Yeah.
I mean, CM Punk never deserved to be in a UFC fight, and definitely did not deserve to be in a second one. That was kind of a joke, and I mean, I'm a CM Punk fan, but I mean, when you watch that, if you're a purist, you're like, what the hell did this guy do to deserve it other than have a celebrity name?
Well, that's the thing. It's one thing for Ronda Rousey to go from the UFC to WWE.
Oh, that makes sense.
But flipping it would not. If it was the other way around, you're right. The purists would be like, no. I mean, we don't need anybody who's really never really done mixed martial arts as competitively as pretty much the guys and girls that do. But yeah, I definitely understand that.
And she's crushing it in the WWE right now. I think everyone expected she would be good, but she's surpassed what people expected.
Yeah, you know, it's tough when you lose a McGregor as far as like because of the fact that, like you said, maybe from a physical standpoint he just doesn't belong there anymore. But from an entertainment standpoint, the guy has always star. He's a huge star, and it's tough to transition that out when you may have a really, really good fighter, but from an entertainment standpoint, what do they do pre and post? Not a whole lot.
Right.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah.
I'll be honest though, I'd like to watch it. Based on everything that happened, I would love to see what these guys do in the octagon again.
And if you're willing to pay.
Well, I mean, I hope my friend pays, and I just
so if your friend is willing to pay, you definitely want to watch it. I can appreciate that.
So I have a geek question for BJ. Did you see that thing about robots being able to answer your phones? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I guess Google's coming out with a new phone that will indeed have a robot that answers calls for you, and it's called Call Screen. And when you get a call, a robot can answer the phone. It'll transcribe what the person is saying, and then you can pick a reply for the robot to say to them.
Okay,
so you really never have to talk to anybody. You don't have to talk to anybody.
But you still have to pay attention to what they're saying.
But the thing is this. Everybody doesn't mind getting texts. Nobody wants calls. So this robot basically is turning everything into a text message for you. So that way you can be communicating with the way you want. I'm with you, Steve, because I'm old school, but I know there are people that hate to talk but love to text.
Yes.
And that's what the robot's going to do for you.
But at that point, just text. Unless you're into sci-fi and you like having a robot talk.
If somebody calls you, though, that's the thing. If somebody calls you, they're already not texting you, which is how you want them to be involved with you.
I have a question then. It just got me thinking.
Could you text it to me, though?
Okay, yes. Will your robot respond? Speaking of robots, we all have this. If you have an Apple phone, you have the Siri doing your...
I have the Siri.
Siri.
She does the talking when it comes to Google Maps. Right. Or Apple Maps, whatever the hell it's called.
Yes.
GPS.
Yes.
Was it me... Or just recently, it sounded like she was going through a tough go, and she sounded depressed when she was giving me her directions.
Now you're using Apple Maps.
Yes.
Yeah, see, I don't use that, so I didn't know that. So Siri's going through some trouble.
I don't know, man, but she sounds sad.
Oh.
And then, like make a left at this point. And I'm just like, okay.
What happened to her?
I don't know, but my wife even noticed it. She's like, yeah, she does sound a little bit different. But about a week or two ago, she started sounding happy again. So I don't know if she got into a new relationship.
Maybe she went to a therapist?
I know it sounds ridiculous.
Did she go see Alexa to get some therapy? Is that what they do? I don't know. Where do you go when you're a robot voice?
Part of me's thinking, like, someone over there at Apple is effing with people and changing the tone of voice of Siri every once in a while. Am I crazy to think that?
I'll tell you, it's happening with Alexa because I get my flash briefing from her, which is you basically put all the news and sports and stuff, and Alexa will read it to you. Whether and it's a cool feature. But every once in a while, they sneak in some other woman's voice. Like Alexa will go, "Here's what the Mariners did last night," and then she'll give you the score. And then some other woman comes on and tells you where the Mariners are in the so the Mariners are in third place with a record of who are you?
Like a sidekick.
Yeah, it's like, who are you? You're not Alexa. So.
I didn't invite you in my home.
But I don't even know if we have the original Siri anymore, right, Steve?
No.
Yeah, and I love the old Siri.
It's definitely changed.
Yeah, and I guess that's going to happen. Like, if they change Alexa, I don't know what I'm going to do because I love Alexa.
Well, I was going to say, how crazy is that you have spent so much time listening to Siri or listening to Alexa that you can notice a slight change in their tone.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the voice is kind of the same, but it just sounded a little bit slower and almost like she was just a little depressed.
You think the Apple Maps girl is just mad that she's on Apple Maps because everybody loves Google Maps? Yeah. You think that's why she's depressed? Because the Google Maps lady sounds very excited to tell me where to go.
I think Chris is right. She was just probably having a hard time with the rainy weather.
Oh, yeah, it's this time of year.
So it's the Seattle series.
Yeah, Seattle series realizing that summer's leaving and we've got a lot of gray coming our way. Yeah.
So he says you should go to your settings and change her accent. I've done that, and then I got annoyed with it after a while.
Yeah.
It's already hard enough for her to pronounce Bremerton with an English accent.
Yeah. If you get a really bad English accent, you're like, I don't even... Or get the Brad Pitt, Snatch accent. Remember when he... where he was just like... he was doing some bizarre Irish accent. Yeah, get that accent to be your GPS.
Because he couldn't do an English or an Irish accent, so they had to make up an accent for him.
And he was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what Siri sounds like whenever I have to go somewhere, it's like, get off at the exit for Bremerton. Yeah. What is Bremerton?
Bremerton's a great place. You ought to go to Bremerton.
Then MXPX have a song called Move to Bremerton.
Move to Bremerton.
I love it because there's a Yakima Avenue in Tacoma, and it always calls it Yakima.
Yes.
Go to Yakima.
Go to Yakima Avenue.
It's crazy how come on, man.
I know. And I still love that Alexa can't say AL East. She'll call it the Al East. She'll go, well, Curly, she'll say, Curly, the Red Sox have the best record in the Al East. I'm like, who's this Al East guy? Yeah, that's funny when they just can't do certain things. You go, how? You figure they would have figured it out by now.
Somebody brought up a good point about the robot thing. It'd be great for telemarketers.
Oh, yes.
Or sometimes, someone's calling for a reason, like a doctor thing or setting up an appointment. You don't really need to talk to them. You don't want to deal with it. The robot would be good for that.
I feel like you really are a prime candidate for robots, though, because you don't answer your door. You really don't want to talk to people on the phone.
No.
So, but the thing is, if your robot's talking, because they have robots that call now.
Yes.
So the robots are going to be talking to each other, and then
knock yourself out. Go talk. As long as I can still play on Facebook.
How is it, though, that you're not thinking that the robots are having secret communications to bring Skynet?
Oh,
see, are you sure you want robots talking to robots?
This moron human sitting on his couch in his underwear watching grown men oiled up grapple, also in their underwear.
Yeah.
He's an easy target.
Next thing you know, we're all the Matrix. They're using us as batteries, Steve. Is that what you're going to want? The robots will use us as batteries, Rev. It's going to happen.
One person says, my ex-girlfriend's dad changed his Siri voice to a dude and said, and I quote, I don't want a woman telling me how to drive and where to go.
Are you serious?
Wow. I have mine as a man, but it's mostly because I didn't like Siri being like bitchy with me, and that's why I felt like she was being bitchy.
Bitchy, it's a program.
So yours is being bitchy. Mine sounds depressed.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Danny doesn't have a good Charlotte version or something like that, or a Simple Plan voice where it just winds the way for him to go, have you ever taken a left? Yeah, exactly.
I am getting out of this conversation.
Okay.
No, thanks.
All right, it is Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. You pick the topic, you guide the show. Calls and texts, more of them. We got them at 9:33 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's the Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Let's go to Sam in Squim. Sam, you are on The Rock.
What's up, BJ?
What's up, Sammy? What you got for us today, buddy?
Well, I was wondering if you think your little Red Sox there can beat my Astros.
Oh, I like how you said little Red Sox and your big Astros, apparently. Seriously, Sam, what a great series it's going to be because for folks that don't know, the manager for the Red Sox, it's his first year, and he was the bench coach for the Astros last year when they won the World Series. Oh. So it's like, the guy that was under the wing of the Astros managers now come back, and who's the master, who's the teacher. It's going to be a fun series, Sam. They're both the best teams in the American League, and I think that's how it should be, is the two best teams should play each other.
Oh, most definitely. And it is kind of a scary thing. You do have your coach coming back like that. It's like all the people that leave Belichick, and then he's got to go and play against them.
Yeah. The thing is that both of those guys know what they're doing. The teams are really, I think, very equal in how they play baseball. So I really think it's going to come down to who executes. You guys definitely have an edge in pitching, I believe. There's no doubt about that. And I think that we might have a slight edge in offense, but not enough that I don't think that either team couldn't pitch well or hit well against each other. So it's going to be a good series.
Speaking of pitching, you got to tell me, what's up with that dude with the red beard, man?
Oh, exactly.
That weird pitching stance. Looks like a spider that puts his legs up in the air.
Yeah,
What?
It's Craig Kimbrell, and he's got the greatest beard ever. He looks like a garden gnome, It's this big red beard, and he gets down in sort of like a predatory position, like he's like an eagle with his arms out, and he does that as he's waiting to get the sign from the catcher.
Does he make like a bird sound?
We were laughing at him all night last night.
Yeah, well, dude, I wasn't laughing at him. I was ready to shoot him last night because he couldn't. He couldn't get the ball anywhere near the plate. Oh, it was a
dude. It looks like he's squinting.
He lost, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, he's he just looks like he's ready for takeoff, doesn't it?
It looks like he's looking for something under the bed.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, you want to place a little wager on it?
Yeah, Sam. Only. But Steve, if Steve loses, he has to give you whatever.
Dude, I'm going for the Brewers. I'm an official bandwagon Brewers fan.
Yeah, he's a fan. I'll tell you what. If the Red Sox lose, I'll give you one of our T-shirts. How's that? I'll make that as a bet.
Okay, and I'm on vacation the first part of November there, so if I lose, you guys love breakfast, so.
Oh, there you go.
This is a great idea.
thing. Yep. Best one ever. No way. See, that's great because if the team loses, I get breakfast.
Go Sox.
Yeah. No, it's yeah. Oh, you're right. Go Sox if I win. Oh, yeah. I should bet it the other way around so I can be happy either way. He's right. All right, Sam, appreciate the call, bro. So how about that? So now you have to be a Red Sox fan if you want breakfast.
Absolutely. I am so excited for the Red Sox. I hope they win this
is my time of year. I love playoff baseball, and it's just so exciting and so much fun compared to what people find is a 162-game slog.
Yeah.
It really is good.
It does ramp up like it's like baseball times 1,000. It's pretty awesome.
I mean, last night's game,
baseball's great.
Last night's game, they did for 8 innings. The Red Sox did what they were supposed to do, and then
it falls apart.
Then they bring in their guy that's supposed to be pretty much their best pitcher, and he just almost blew the whole game for them. And so that's what I love about playoff baseball because you're like, whoa, and the Yankees thought, hey, maybe we can come back and win this damn thing.
Somebody I saw it on Facebook. Carrie posted. So radio was talking about mac and cheese this morning. So I text them and say they have to try my crab mac and cheese. And I got this reply: hell yeah! If you want to come in and watch the show with or without the mac and cheese, we can set that up. And she says, looks like I'll be sharing some mac and cheese with BJ and Miggs on the Rock.
You said crab?
Yeah, crab mac and cheese.
Oh, my goodness.
And then somebody else messaged after we talked about that this morning saying that they wanted to bring in jalapeno mac and cheese.
Yes. Oh, all of a sudden, but Joey D's lack of mac and cheese is getting us quite a buffet.
Yeah, hopefully this lights a fire under Joey D's.
Brian. No, they won't. Yeah.
Joey D's nuts.
I've lived with that kid pretty much for a long time, and he doesn't do anything.
Pretty much for a long time. Yeah. Like all his life, right?
At some point it stopped.
He left.
Oh, okay. All right.
He left after a while, but I've known that kid, and you know what? When he's ready, he'll do it. But it's just waiting for him to be ready. Yeah.
Somebody wanted to know if we could replay the Spanish announcers doing the play-by-play for that game-winning field goal between the Giants and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, boy, there's nothing like that. I think the American announcers need to get in that same style because, man, it sounded like this was the most championship of championship games you could ever want, and it was a great game.
The Carolina Panthers versus the Giants. Yes.
And you never ever, it's a great game, but have we ever heard American football announcers sound like this?
Le ha sobrado distancia, le van a servir. Tiene altura, tiene profundidad, va a llegar. Señor, ganó, lo ganó. Yo sí le voy a los Panthers. Yo sí le voy a los Panthers.
So
I like that he referred to him as a senor in the middle of it. That was awesome.
That's fantastic, dude. That what a great call, and it was a game-winning field goal.
Yep, 63-yarder to win it at the end of the game.
It's awesome.
I'd imagine it's already been done, but at some point somebody's remixing that into a song.
Oh yeah, it's got to be.
And that's a great hook right there.
Yeah, if you're a Panther fan, that's going to be your theme all year, right?
That's my ringtone.
Yeah, you got to make that happen.
Or if you hate the New York Giants.
Well, there's that. Well, right now, I think there are Giant fans that would like to hate the Giants and have that ringtone.
Dude, I have a couple buddies, obviously, growing up in New York. I have a lot of friends that are Yankees fans and Giants fans.
Oh.
And, man, I've never seen more depressed Facebook posts in my life. Like, well, football season's over, and now baseball season is over.
Yeah.
Go Rangers? With a question mark?
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I tell you, one of our guys here is a Yankee fan that works at the station. He was mad because you remember that they were singing New York, New York in the Red Sox clubhouse in celebration.
Which I thought was hilarious.
And what you didn't know was it was that they were responding to what Aaron Judge did after the Yankees won Game 2 at Fenway Park. He started singing New York, New York at Fenway. Mm-hmm. And some people thought, oh, you don't want to wake the lion. And that's what he was saying is like, that damn Aaron Judge woke the lion, and they came back and won 2 games in a row in our joint. And so
it's always something that inspires players to get. And sometimes I wonder if that actually did anything for them.
That I don't know. Yeah,
but it's fun to point fingers outside of the actual performance of the team on the field to point fingers at the fact that he sang a song.
Yeah, that's what I love about baseball. The Yankees went out and got this guy from the Blue Jays because they thought he was a Red Sox killer, and so that's why they got him. The only reason they got him. Astros went out and got this catcher because they thought this would be the Red Sox killer for stealing bases. And I love when they make moves like that, and then when they don't work. You're like, it's like the guy
that's so smart after all.
Yeah, you're like, oh, he was like, it's just like, it is hysterical. That's what I love about baseball if you get deep in that. And who knows what woke him up, Steve, but I always just think it's bad luck to actually try to punk anybody in their hometown. You know what I mean? I always want to be gracious because it feels like karma comes back and bites you in the ass if you're not a gracious winner.
I always appreciate a good cocky athlete.
You like a good cocky athlete? All right. You're more Richard Sherman. Yeah, you're more Richard Sherman. I'm more Russell Wilson is really what it is.
Pretty much, yeah.
I can appreciate that.
You're mediocre.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Can't argue. I can't argue with the truth, Danny. All right, here's a question for you. What do Ryan Castle and garden gnomes have in common? Well, I'm going to tell you at 9:48 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. He's the drunk in charge. Now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What does Ryan Castle and garden gnomes have in common?
Oh, you know what? I probably could have known that ahead of time. That would have been helpful. I had no idea. Honestly, my wife has a unhealthy obsession with garden gnomes.
What?
Yes, there's probably 20 or 25 inside and outside of my home. It's true.
Oh, they're her big Hummels.
Yeah, I mean, she's got one that's like 4 feet tall that's in our backyard.
Yeah. Does she get excited when she sees those like Travelocity commercials?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, as a matter of fact, we have one of those.
Oh, of course you
have a Travelocity gnome. Am I going to die? That guy? Yeah.
How many do you think you have?
It's got to be like 20 or 25. I mean, they're everywhere. From little teeny tiny ones in the kitchen to the big 4 foot tall one that's out in the backyard. They are everywhere in my home.
I would have never guessed this morning when we saw this story. Because one text even says that Steve's wife has an issue with Steve bringing home both.
Yeah, there you go.
My wife is not a fan of garden gnomes. Pink flamingos, she loves them.
If you want to borrow some, I have a surplus in my home and outside.
Well, there's a guy you might want to talk to because there's a guy who's been stealing garden gnomes and he's on the run. Maybe we can give him your address if you'd like to lighten your garden gnome load.
Oh, God, my wife would be so distraught if any of them disappeared. You know what? She probably wouldn't even notice. If one disappeared out of the backyard, as a matter of fact, I broke the legs off of one mowing the lawn the other day, and she's
How aggressive do you mow the lawn?
She's had no idea. He's been out there for a while.
That poor guy. No leg garden gnome.
He had it coming to him.
He surely did. He surely did. Well, be watching out if you're in Kentucky. There's a guy stealing garden gnomes. I don't know why, but he's on the run.
Well, are we sure that it's a guy and maybe not a woman that's married to Ryan Castle?
She is out of town right now.
Oh, does she like to go by the name of Barton, the garden gnome thief?
No.
Wow.
Not that I know of.
All right, not that you know of. I want to thank you all for being here. And Ryan Castle, he may have dozens and dozens of garden gnomes. I know he has a 12-pack on the way.
and Mig's play of the day.
I participated in the drinking, and then all of a sudden, I'm being ushered to a pie eating contest.
Being wasted and taking part in the pie eating contest sounds like a great idea on paper or in your drunken state of mind, but a terrible idea to do with how your body is.
Exactly.
And especially with so much beer in my belly at that point, too.
Oh, that couldn't have been a good mixture.
No, you should have seen it come up afterwards.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah. Hey, look, it's the pumpkin latte actually coming out of both ends of Danny. Great.
Yeah.
DJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How much does bankruptcy cost?
Well, bankruptcy costs, of course, vary depending on what type of case you're filing. There's a certain amount of court costs and other out-of-pocket costs that you're going to have in any case. The filing fees in a bankruptcy case are about $300, whether you file Chapter 7 or Chapter 13. One of the things to watch out for when you're shopping for bankruptcy attorneys or looking at the different cost options is that a lot of times, especially the really cheap places, don't tell you up front about all the court costs and whatnot that you're going to have to pay in addition to the attorney fees. So make sure that you get the full picture when you're comparing prices of bankruptcy lawyers on what the attorney fees are, how much your court costs are going to be, so that you can really make a true comparison.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com.
Innovation, resilience, agility. It's how Michigan businesses work together and continue to build the future. Our expertise, talented workforce, and collaborative environment are making a difference now and shaping the future. Join us and make your mark where it matters. Visit michiganbusiness.org/radio to put your plans in motion. That's michiganbusiness.org/radio.